Hey, what's up guys, it's the Runt Trooper, and today we're basically going to be looking at everything that's wrong with the multiplayer for Gears of War. But before that, I just want to say this isn't to rip on Gears. I'm a fan, I enjoy playing it, I like them all, I enjoy them all very much. It's my favorite series. I mean, just look at this. It's my favorite game of all time, aside from Star Wars Battlefront 2, 2005, not the EA one. I like all the Gears, well, you know, maybe except for that one, you know, that one. I'm making this video to basically bring up all the flaws in hopes that these things change for the next Gears, because Gears 4, it's late in its life cycle. There's not going to be any more big updates for it, so alright, now let's get into everything that's wrong with Gears of War, the Phoenix Collection. I mean, Gears of War 4. Alright, so I'm going to break this up into a few sections, and I'm going to be leaving timestamps in the description in case you want to skip forward to any particular point. So, without further ado, first up, progression and rewards. Gears has a pretty good progression system, except you don't have a real incentive to try to level up. And this is because you don't unlock any rewards. What I mean by this is you don't have any goals to work towards when you're playing. All you're working towards is seeing that level go up. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, that isn't enough. The only rewards you do get are these credits, which you can spend on loot boxes, and I, for one, am not a fan of these loot boxes. This is where the reward system fails in Gears. You don't earn anything, it's just given to you by pure luck. And sure, you can craft cards, but you can only craft them after scrapping crappy cards that you got in the loot box in the first place. Seeing how Gears 3 had such an awesome reward and progression system, I don't see why Gears 4 had to implement a system that was so different to Gears 3. Let's just go back to Gears 3 and look at some of them. Okay, so we look here at challenges. We have weapon skins. We have 34 weapon skins we can unlock. We also have characters. We have 32 characters we can unlock. Mutators, 13. Executions, which, in my opinion, for Gears 5, they should do that again, to lock the executions behind challenges. Gears 3 provided the player a range of challenges and rewards. These challenges varied from easy as hell to, oh my god, it's 7 years later and I'm still missing 2 characters. I still remember grinding Gears 3 to try to unlock all of these characters, and to some extent I remember grinding Gears 4, but that's all clouded in frustration. These challenges gave value to the characters because you got them through hard work and not through some random RNG BS. All of the characters in Gears 4 lacked that personal value that the Gears 3 characters had. So, what can Gears 5 do to fix this? Well, there's some good news. The devs have already acknowledged that there is a problem when it comes to progression rewards, and they even added some dope ass weapon skins for wings 1 through 5. Which is essentially prestige 11 through 15. However, that is still not enough. More still needs to be done, and for Gears 5, I'm sure a lot will be done. Now, I'm pretty confident Gears 5 will have unlockables, but I just want to throw out some ideas on how they can go about implementing these progression and challenge rewards. Now, none of these solutions that I'm going to be proposing are revolutionary or new, but I feel like they will go a long way to improving Gears 5 for the better. Now, before I get into my solution, I just want to say I am assuming that character variants are a thing, such as Vintage Anya or Vintage Marcus. And when I refer to base characters, that would be the base Marcus or the base Anya. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, Gears 5 needs to bring back those level rewards that Gears 3 had in place. You know, the ones you got at level 5, 10, 15, 25, 50, etc. Yeah, those need to come back, and that system needs to be expanded upon so that you keep unlocking stuff even after you prestige multiple times. Now, as for the rewards, they should be the same as what you got whenever you first go through your first 100 levels, but for each prestige there should be a new variant of that character, such as Vintage for Prestige 1, Silver for Prestige 2, Gold for Prestige 3, etc. Something like that. And this will also make it so that those people who have gone through those prestiges stand out in multiplayer matches, not just in the lobby, or not when you push that scoreboard button, but throughout the match. Oh, and one more thing, there should be weapon skins sprinkled around those level rewards as well. As for rewarding those players who like to complete challenges, I'm not going to go into what challenges should be in the game, as that would take up too much time, but rather I'm going to talk about some of the possible rewards. Now obviously there should be weapon skins and characters, but one thing I think they could add is multiple executions for each weapon, and any character or weapon skin that comes with DLC should be locked behind a challenge or multiple challenges, because if handled properly, the DLC can be an extension of the progression system. If these things are done, then Gears 5 will instantly have more for the player to do than Gears 4 did.
Speaking of DLC, that brings me to my next topic, the DLC. Now this is where Gears 4 really dropped the ball. They managed to piss off the Gears community multiple times. From the overpriced season pass with lackluster content, to the crates that were overpriced at 440 credits, to every time they dropped an already existing map back into Gears 4. When Gears 4 launched, the community was hyped. Finally, a brand new Gears, and it was gonna have free DLC? Hell yeah. But wait, what's this? A season pass? What's this for? Oh, I get to play some of the maps early and in private matches? That's pretty dope. Let's see how much it costs. What? $50? So I actually did get the season pass, but only because I bought the Ultimate Edition for Gears 4, and I wish I hadn't spent that extra money. Now, it is on me because I did assume they would add more stuff, at least more stuff of value. And the developers did add some stuff, so you gotta give them credit where credit is due. But for me personally, the stuff they added really didn't change my mind about the season pass. For me, the biggest problem with the season pass was the price tag. It was way overpriced. If it was 20 bucks, I feel like that would have been a way better deal. And currently, it's still $45, a whole year after Gears 4 launched. Okay, now let's look at those damn loot boxes. And the problem is, the whole game revolves around the loot boxes. Every single piece of unlockable content is locked behind these loot boxes. In one way or another, they are locked behind them. Yeah, they have craftable characters, but you can only craft those characters after opening loot boxes. And as I had said earlier, this takes away the value of the characters because it minimizes the feeling of accomplishment, and in turn, it also diminishes the value of the reward for that accomplishment. And just to get these rewards, you also have to grind an absurd amount of time, or just drop some money down. Now, many players, like myself, just got these credits by grinding Horde, because Horde gave you so much more credits. Because if you tried getting enough credits through multiplayer, you would not be able to open mini packs at all. And it was only made worse because these packs were timed exclusive. Oh, you bought some packs? Did you get the character you wanted? No? Oh, well, if you pay us, maybe you can get that character. But hurry up, because these packs, they're gonna be gone soon. I actually have my own little story about this. So when the Marcus Phoenix packs dropped, I had to buy over 100 packs just to get the V-Day Marcus. I ended up getting 2 Bernies before I ever got my first Marcus, and I probably ended up with over 40 Biker Marcuses. So that means I spent over 40,000 credits on some packs that cost 400 credits, just because I didn't get that character. That's why I hate these packs so much, because it's just so random. It's BS. These loot boxes need to leave our games. I don't see why gamers have been okay with loot boxes for so long. You used to be able to buy these small content pieces for about $1 to $2. Now you spend about $5, but only for a chance to get it. Nothing's guaranteed. I don't see why this hasn't been a bigger issue before. And I get it, it's a business, they're trying to make money, but this just feels so slimy. And it sucks for the developers too, because I'm pretty sure they're not the ones who wanted to implement this system. Yet, they're the ones who get the backlash from fans. But the backlash is important, because if there is backlash, then change will come around. But these loot boxes were not the only problem with Gears 4. Their maps were underwhelming to say the least. We got 15 remakes from past Gears games. We got 5 remix maps. Those are the ones that they remade that were already in Gears 4. And 3 new maps. Now the reason I'm not saying it's 4 new maps is because Glory is essentially the same thing as Thrashball. And in the grand scheme of things, this really hurt ears, because the DLC offered no new content. All of these maps we had already played on. And the reason we got all these remakes is just because it was just way too much work for the developers to make 24 maps in a single year. This can't happen again. It has to be quality over quantity. So for Gears 5, I will be shocked if we see this system return again.
That brings me to my next point, maps. Now I don't have a lot to say on maps because Gears had some pretty good maps. They weren't great, but they were pretty good. Now I am specifically talking about those that were made by the Coalition, because the remakes were remade because they were great maps and played well with Gears 4. Gears 4 launch maps were a bit underwhelming. They all follow the formula of a corner spawn that leads into 2 low lanes and 1 high. To show you what I mean, let's just look at a couple maps. Alright, for this demonstration, the red arrow is the high lane, the white arrows are the low lanes. Alright, let's look at Reclaimed. So after you spawn, you go left, then you can go left, middle, or right. Okay, Harbor, you go left, middle, right. Fallout, left, middle, right. Dawn, left, middle, right. This leads to all the maps feeling too similar and not enough variety. To avoid this, the devs could add unique elements to the formula like they did on Foundation. Okay, so on Foundation, you can go left, middle, or right, except the whole map is elevated around the edge of it. There's only a little center part that has a lower elevation to the rest of the map. But now let's look at some fan favorites. Let's look at Checkout. Checkout doesn't follow the left, middle, right, because there's a huge section of the map in the middle that blocks the entire pathway, forcing only a 2-lane map. Okay, what about Clock Tower? Clock Tower is a 2-lane map. You can go up or you can go straight, but in that straight path there's a little peninsula. Since there's a power weapon there, it encourages players to go over there. Okay, let's look at Fuel Depot. Well, you spawn and then, well, there's not much of lanes, there's just 2 power sections. Okay, now let's look at one more, Raven Down. This map doesn't have really any lanes, and it's one of the best maps. All of these maps, which are arguably some of the better maps, either don't follow the formula or have a spin to the formula. Now, I'm not saying to throw away the formula because it does work, but there should be at least a minimum of 3 maps that are experimental. These shouldn't follow the formula at all. These would either be fantastic maps because they offer something new, or be failures because the new layout just didn't work out. Guns. Most of the new weapons were a great addition to Gears 4. However, some of the new weapons just seem to be taking the roles of others. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Dropshot. The Dropshot is like the lame little brother to the Digger. A shot grenade is just an incendiary that can't kill you. It should stun you by limiting your movement and making your vision blurry, like a concussion grenade. The Tri-Shot is like a hot new girlfriend, and the Mulcher is like your ex. The Overkill is a sawed-off shotgun sniper, and no one is complaining about it. Oh boy, and I love using it. Other than that, the rest of the weapons are fun and unique. The Enforcer. God, I hate it, but it's new and fills in a gap. The Impar has enough of a twist to the traditional sniper. The Salvo is deadly as hell, and the Buzzkill is dope, but needs to be fixed. It just feels like those blades are too unpredictable at times. As for classic weapons that need to come back, well, here's a little montage. Yes, you saw a sawed-off shotgun in there, and yes, I am a fan of the sawed-off shotgun. Even though I do prefer the Ganasher, and I use the Ganasher way more. The sawed-off wasn't overpowered, it was just annoying to get killed by it. It was annoying because when you died, you knew it was because you messed up real bad. Keeping people with a sawed-off shotgun at a distance isn't that hard, and I hope it comes back, even if it's nerfed compared to its Gears 3 counterpart. Alright, let's move on to game modes. Most are awesome, but something needs to be done about Warzone and Execution, Escalation, arms race, and the missing game modes. With Gears 3 came the removal of Annex. Thank God. And with Gears 4, the removal of Warzone or Execution should have happened, but nope. For those who don't know, Execution is the same as Warzone, except you need to be at least 2 feet away to get a kill, unless you have some sort of explosive, of course. Now my vote is for getting rid of Warzone, but not after tweaking Execution. Change it from 2 possible down but not out states to 1. This also might encourage more assault rifle gameplay. On to Escalation. It needs to change. Now this is obviously my opinion, but it's overly complicated and it lasts too long. Now on how to fix this, I really don't know how to. So we'll just move on and talk about Arms Race. Remove it. Yes, that's right. Arms Race is just a poor man's gun game. Gun game is fun because of the challenge of having to get a kill with every single weapon. But in Arms Race, if you get stuck on a weapon, then your teammate can carry you through it, and that's no fun. It's essentially just team deathmatch with rotating weapons. Now this is a side note about Guardian. Guardian is my favorite game mode, but if there's one thing that can make it better, it's giving the leaders a command ability, such as requesting assistance, ammo, or a weapon trade. Okay, now let's talk about those missing game modes. If free-for-all comes back, it cannot come back as we saw it in Judgment. That's too boring. Each player should have a pool of lives just like in Team Deathmatch. I'm thinking 4 to 5 lives. This will allow for those dope-ass clutch moments Gears is known for, and it'll add a battle royale-esque feel. And if possible, the game should take into consideration the amount of kills and the time spent alive when choosing the victor. And Wingman should just return as we saw it in Gears 3. I also have some ideas for some other game modes, and I'm planning on making a video on that later. Let me know if that's something you guys are interested in seeing. Lastly, I want to talk about gameplay and all of its annoying kill traits. Yeah, no, kill traits have been acknowledged, but man is it still annoying. It's an issue that I believe is being addressed, so that's all I'm gonna say on it. Now that I got that out of the way, let's talk issues, such as poor hit detection, spawn protection, and lack of new mechanics. Take a look at this clip. Yeah, that shot you took that looked like a kill shot? Yeah, just kidding, you only did 1% damage. Poor hit detection has been a problem with Gears 4 since it launched, and cannot be a problem with Gears 5, even though it was fun watching Gold Glove rage over it. The next Gears should also fix spawn protection by making one small tweak, and that is making it so if the player who has spawn protection shoots, then the spawn protection becomes disabled. It's not fun having a gunfight when your opponent is invincible, and this mechanic really causes problems in dodgeball where the spawns are random. And one last thing, Gears needs to add more mechanics. Looking at Gears 4 and Gears 3, you'll notice that Gears 4 is just a refined version of Gears 3 with the addition of the close cover combat system. Nothing else is new besides those weapons I mentioned. Gears 5 needs to do more than this, and seeing how Rod Ferguson acknowledged that they played it too safe, I'm sure we will have little to worry about. Alright, all in all, I'm excited to see what Gears does in the future. I'm excited to see what Gears 5 can bring to the franchise, and hopefully we can get that Gears 2 remaster to shorten the wait. Alright, and for anybody who is watching, I just want to say thank you for watching. It's my first video. Let me know how I did. Hopefully I'll be uploading about once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I'll try to be as consistent as I can, but I can't always find a good time to record, so just keep that in mind. But if you didn't enjoy it, let me know why. I hope you did, but if you didn't, some feedback would be nice. And if you agree with any of my points, disagree with any of my points, be sure to let me know in the comments. I will be reading them. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.